Never stop improving. If you're ready to be number one, to beat your competition, or to set your own path, go from zero to hero. Josh Phegan Digital.
One of the most important things for you to be a great agent is to understand your lead source. What we do is we get people to go to their major real estate portals, have a quick look at their profile, and look at the last listings that they've achieved over the course of the last 12 months. Then what we do with those is we go through each individual listing painstakingly to actually work out what generated us the lead. And often what we think generated us the lead is not the thing that actually did. And when we go through each of those individual listings, we find out that people say, oh no, I got that from the database. But hang on a second, how did that person actually get into the database? And then we drill back to what we call the 6 major lead sources. And that might be, for example, buyer work, past clients, landlords, community, personal network, or social proof around a particular listing. And when you go through and you have a look at those, what people think is generating them the leads is not the thing that is. Now you have a choice, because when you've actually worked out which one of those 6 is working for you the most, how do we amplify more of that? And/or is it now time to actually open up another lead source so that we can get more from that in order to be able to grow the business? Now, why is this so incredibly important? Well, what we've seen over the course of the last 18 months is that buyer work wasn't necessarily the major lead source because people weren't getting as many people coming through the open for inspections. What we've seen over the course of the last 6 to 8 weeks is a major explosion in the number of buyers coming through opens. We've seen up to 140 people walking through a 2-bedroom apartment here in Sydney. How do you handle that at an open for inspection when you've got that number of people coming through? And what this really does, it gets us to think about how we take one of these lead sources and we do something better with it. For me, what I want to know is that when you actually meet all of those people at the open, what do you actually do after that to make sure that you can convert that into a real genuine lead source? So that might be, for example, that you're really good on the door at the open home, an SMS might go out on the Saturday afternoon. Maybe in addition to that, you're going to do an open for inspection callback on the Monday, a 10-day callback on the following Wednesday, and then also in addition to that, you're going to do a call when the property actually sells. Now, the goal of doing all of those activities is to get really clear on measurement. Out of the 140 people that you got to meet, how many of those people are in a position that they already own? How many are landlords and how many are first home buyers? Now, if you don't know that, then how do you know what to do next in order to be able to help the customer? What that then leads into is that how many appointments did you book? How many buyer appointments, how many market appraisals, and how many listing appointments? Now, when we go and do this study, and we have a look specifically at the review of those particular numbers after 1 weekend's worth of open for inspections, what we realize really quickly is that if we're not good at the actual open home, it's going to be too hard to get the rest of the details from the consumer when we actually get to the open for inspection callbacks. And then if you're not doing the 10-day callback and you're not doing the just sold callback, then how are you actually going to go and get that detail? And to me, this is where the great opportunities are lost. Because sitting inside of a business, you have all of these incredible lead opportunities, but you've got to know what to do next and you need to measure it so that then you can adjust. And this is the problem for me, is that when I look at agents and I see people that have been in the business for longer than a year, and even at 5, 10, 20, even 35 years in the business, past clients should be their number one lead source. Their personal network should be right up there as well. But unfortunately, they're still playing real estate the same way that they've played since year one, and they're not learning to amplify the relationships that they've already got. So here's your homework. Go and have a look at all the listings that you've achieved in the course of the last 12 months. Work out what the major lead source was, and now let's work out what to do next to either amplify what's already working or to open up another lead source to allow you to achieve your potential. We look forward to seeing you next time.